Something's lost and can't be found. If you're a Catholic and you've lost something, you've probably prayed a prayer to St. Anthony of Padua. I heard someone share with me this little prayer. Tony, Tony, come around, something's lost and can't be found. That was their prayer. And this strange practice that we have of asking St. Anthony to come and find stuff that we've lost seems to have began when Anthony, who was a Franciscan friar, meaning he was a religious, he was a priest who took a vow of poverty, had lost his Psalter, or his book of the Psalms, and he had notes, I presume, written in relationship to those Psalms, and he used it for teaching, so it was a prized possession for him. And as a monk, as a friar who took a vow of poverty, he didn't own things. So to lose this Psalter, which was so important to him in his ministry, his work, his teaching, really, really bothered him. And it says that he prayed. He prayed that it would be found and returned. And after which, the thief, the person who stole this Psalter, was a young man who had been a novice and had been one of the students of St. Anthony. And he returned the Psalter to St. Anthony, and actually even came back to the monastery he had left. So that's how we get the story, or the tradition, or the practice of asking St. Anthony for things when we lose them, right? Well, I had an incident recently. I was helping my daughter move, and we rented one of those U-Haul box trucks to help move. And the key to the truck was attached to this. It was like a 3x3-inch square piece of plastic. It said U-Haul on it. It had the number of the truck, and I guess they put this big 3x3-inch square piece of plastic so that you wouldn't lose it, so that you wouldn't lose your key to the truck once you've rented it. Well, I guess you can know where this story is going. I lost it. I couldn't find the key. When we were ready to return the truck to U-Haul, I could not find the key anywhere. And so I ended up returning home. It was getting late. We spent an hour and a half looking for this key. And we turned the house over. We went every place where I was, looked in the grass. I mean, you name it. My wife looked, my daughter looked. My son even drove to a restaurant where we had had lunch and looked in the parking lot, looked inside. No key. And I was beside myself. I mean, I could remember putting the key in my pocket, that big 3x3-inch plastic U-Haul keychain in my pocket, and I remember locking the truck, and we went to lunch and come back, no key. So to make a long story short, after asking a group of you to pray for me for this lost article, because it was going to cost me a lot of money if I couldn't find this key, and my daughter had to return the truck today. One of you even said, well, did you pray for St. Anthony and ask St. Anthony to help find that key? And well, long story short, the key showed up. The key showed up today in a really odd place. And it was sitting on a windowsill in my daughter's bedroom. The very place where I had been installing some blinds. So easy answer. Easy answer, right? So I was installing the blinds. I obviously took the key out of my pocket, put it on the windowsill, kept installing the blinds. Easy answer, right? One problem. In our effort to find that key, I looked over every square inch of her bedroom. And I don't remember taking that key out of my pocket when I was working on her blinds. I don't remember setting it on the windowsill. And besides, I had looked every square inch of that room when I was looking for the key. Never saw that key. So I'm a forgetful person. I could have forgotten. The key was there this morning when my daughter looked for it exactly 1 hour and 45 minutes after I asked a number of you to pray for me and to pray that I find this key. She found it 1 hour and 45 minutes after I asked you all to pray. So, is it possible that this key was, the finding of this key was an answer to prayer? Is it possible? I would say, yeah, it's really possible. Is it possible? Because I had no recollection of that key being on the windowsill. Did not see it when I was looking. Is it possible that possibly an angel, as a result of our prayers, took care of the situation, placed that key on the windowsill, and gently nudged my daughter to see it? Or St. Anthony did it? I don't know. I don't know the answer to these questions. But I do believe that the Lord and his host of angels and workers and saints in heaven brought that key back into the eyesight of my daughter and helped her find it after we had been storming heaven, asking God to help us find that key. So another thing came to my mind in regards to all of this. This is not just a story about St. Anthony helping me find a key. As I was praying about this and as I was asking the Lord to help us find this key, I was thinking about St. Anthony of Padua. A Franciscan friar, takes a vow of poverty, yet he is the one we go to when we've lost something. Don't you find that odd? I mean, he's the one we go to when we lost something. He owned nothing, literally. He had nothing to lose, He owned nothing. But there was that Psalter, of course, that was very important to him. That book of Psalms, that was very important to him. That he did find as an answer to prayer. So something's lost and cannot be found. Tony, St. Anthony, come around. Something's lost and can't be found. Something's lost. That got me thinking again. Something's lost. Jesus said in the Beatitudes, "Blessed are the poor in spirit." Blessed are the poor in spirit, for yours is the kingdom of heaven. Have you ever wondered why the poor are blessed? Have you ever wondered why Jesus says the poor are blessed? They have nothing to lose. They have nothing to lose. So I'm walking around worried about all the extra money I'm going to have to spend because I lost this U-Haul key. And the thought came to my mind, it's just money. And then it hit me. It wasn't mine to lose in the first place, right? You know, I felt a little better when it came to my mind. It wasn't mine to lose in the first place. That wasn't my U-Haul truck. That wasn't my U-Haul key. And then I thought, well, if I had lost my car keys, what if I thought about all things in this manner? What if I had lost my car keys and I said, well, Curtis, it's not yours anyway. It's not yours anyway. God has given you this. This is a gift from God. God has given you the money to buy this car so that you can get around. It wasn't yours in the first place. I have nothing to lose. But it doesn't just apply to keys, right? And money, but everything. Some people lose their job. They lose income. It wasn't my job. It was your job, Lord. Lord, you gave me that job. Some people lose their health. It wasn't my health. Lord, you gave me health. Some people lose their mind. It wasn't my intellect. It wasn't my wisdom. It was yours, Lord. You gave it to me. I didn't lose it. Some people, you know, many of us know lots of people who've lost their memory, right? It wasn't theirs to lose. The Lord gave them those experiences. The Lord gave them that memory and those memories. Some people lose their homes to disasters, to fires, to hurricanes, to earthquakes. If I had lost my home, it wasn't mine in the first place. It wasn't my home in the first place. The Lord gave me that. Some people lose loved ones. Their loved one dies one day. My spouse wasn't mine. She was yours, or he was yours, Lord. Some people lose their children. They lose their children. Their children lose their faith, or they lose their children to the world, or they even lose their children to death. My child didn't belong to me. It wasn't mine. My child wasn't mine. My child was yours, Lord, all along. It's an interesting disposition, isn't it? To have nothing. To realize you own nothing. That nothing is yours. There's not anything that you can claim as yours, right? This is mine. Blessed are the poor. They have nothing to lose. He who finds his life will lose it. And he who loses his life for my sake will find it. He who finds his life, lose it. And he who loses his life for my sake will find it. I'm glad I lost those keys yesterday. I'm glad I lost those keys What else do I need to lose? I'm going to lose my life one day. I am. I'm going to lose my life one day. And that's okay. It wasn't my life. Lord, it belonged to you. God bless you all. Just some thoughts. Praying for you right now. God bless.